live from Trinidad and Tobago.
Welcome to Connections 50 Plus Wednesdays live show.
I am Terri-Ann Joseph Brathwaite.
And I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph. Hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Connections 50 Plus Wednesday Alive show. I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, one of the co-creators of Connections 50 Plus. And as usual, with me is my colleague, and this is...
Hi, I am Terri-Ann Joseph Brathwaite. Welcome. Nice to see you all again.
Great. And Terri-Ann, at this time, this is Lent for us. Lent, not just for us, for Christians. We started that 40 days. And it puts me in a whole different mindset. And I am sure for many, many of you out there, you know, we have released, hopefully, all the anxiety and the stress and, you know, all the worries we had about COVID, etc. And now we're really thinking of moving forward, you know, how we can move forward, what you're going to be doing with your life to really live in this new normal. Not so, Daria?
Is the new normal as yet normal?
Yeah.
Definitely. You know, Jennifer, the thing about it is, you said something there, whether they've released and relaxed from the anxiety.
Yeah.
And Jen, I think some people have done that, but I think for many people, reality of the new normal is setting in. Because if we look at it, this week is the end of February. So
yes,
we in the Caribbean and Trinidad started their first shutdown on the 15th of March.
Yeah.
So we are almost a year. And inside of that 12-month period, we had our 6 months normal celebration. We had the first lockdown where everybody was like, oh, this will last however long. Then we got distracted by Christmas, a virtual Christmas, and we found a way around. And then we had a carnival. And I think for many people, they're pinching and waking up to the reality that, yes, the money is really finished. Yes, the COVID is real. The vaccination is here and they are facing it with fear. But critically, Jennifer, what we're hearing is that a lot of companies are retrenching.
Yeah.
A lot of companies. This is the year. They carried you for a year, and 2020 is the year that they're saying bye-bye. And even when we read the World Bank reports, even Trinidad, and it's through the Caribbean, we Trinidad, but it's through the Caribbean. Even in some instances in Guyana, notwithstanding the wealth that is coming with the petroleum industry, the governments are not going to make the mistakes that countries like Trinidad made. They're making sure that their people transition and transform. So people still have to learn new skills. They're not carrying anybody dead weight. So for a lot of people, as we wake up on Ash Wednesday and we facing that desert journey, 40 days, with nothing to distract us, no carnival, no Christmas, no trying to sneak around COVID lockdown, no speculation, and the novelty of COVID isn't here, it's setting in. The US elections has settled, and Mr. Biden is putting she's changed the tone of the world. So it's no longer the hysterics, and we're not distracted by Mr. Trump's antics anymore. It's serious stuff. And I think many people are now saying, oh dear, because they have to look at things seriously now.
Yes, Terri-Ann. And for the 50 plus tribe, it could be a very, very scary time. But you know what? We know that if we, and we keep talking about that, you start reflecting, releasing, and planning forward. And I would say, you know, I encountered last week, last couple of days, I encountered, you know, certain friends we had conversations.
Yeah.
And it varied. But you know, the underlying issue was what can they do to really ride through this time and still remain, you know, happy, not get ill, not for those who still active to continue being active. Many got retrenched because when we say 50 plus, we have from the early 50s, we have 60s, we have 70s. Those between the 50 to 60 age group, yeah, they also had that, as you mentioned, loss of job, not certain how they could monetize their skills, etc. So from those people, from those friends I spoke to, I got, like, I would say, three different type of issues that they have to confront. You know, one was about having their husband at home who hasn't been well for a while, you know, on dialysis, etc. And the demand, the pressure of taking care of him and taking care of herself um, has been weighing her down. And when I check and I am saying, and we, this is the last, actually, this is our last show talking about dilemmas. And I saw that as, okay, that decision making, how do you balance a situation like that where you are being the caregiver, you're the spouse, because it can work other, you know, both ways. You are the spouse, the caregiver, the the service provider, and everything roll into one. Can you divide yourself and still divide yourself, meaning doing all this and still remain balanced? You know, that was one issue that I would like us to just chat a bit about.
And
There
I
was the other.
wanted to add one thing to that story, that when
Mhm,
we spoke about it, it is
mhm.
also that individuals refusing to get help in support
Yes.
of the activities in the home.
You know, because Terri-Ann, at this stage, you have been, and I could relate to it even with my mom right now. In the initial stages, my sister chose to be, she was the one who decided to be the caregiver. And things were, it was a lot of pressure on her. And we suggested, you know what, we need to get someone else to come in, a caregiver to support her. And you know, my mom resisted, even my sister resisted, because they felt you didn't want a stranger, and you feel somewhere along the line that you as a family member could do it all. You see that releasing to someone else, I feel it takes away that I don't know if you may be suffering some guilt feeling that this is your duty to do, to see about your loved one. And if you hand over that duty or some of the duties to someone else, that you're giving up some love or something, or you may be seen in a different light. I don't know, because it happens a lot. As I said, I remember having to convince my mom and my sister to have someone come in. My friend who spoke to me, she hasn't reached that stage. She still feels that she look at it as a money saving aspect, but putting a lot of added pressure on herself. And from chatting, I got the impression also that her husband only want her to be around him, which I may say I see it as a bit selfish, but it happens in many cases when someone is ill and they realize they cannot do, they have lost that power. And so they feel that you should be the one to go through that journey with them, that powerless journey with them, if I may put it that way. You know, so there are reasons why, but at the end of it, Terri-Ann, I feel it's detrimental to that person,
Jen,
to their health at least.
you have a story from two women, and women have that story. And before I give my opinion, I'll give you a story of two men,
Oh,
because
yes.
this is an example of, this is an equal opportunity
Right.
match.
Mhm.
I spoke to someone who, and I think with the men, men and women do the same thing. We do a lot of masking. We do a lot of
Yes.
masking in our second act and third act. Women mask by taking care of everybody. And there's an expectation that at the end of this, somebody, one of the children, the husband, somebody is going to turn around and take care of me. And men do it by busying themselves providing. And I think, I'm not sure because I'm not a man, and I haven't had the chance to talk to many men to get their view. While we know women in their heart believe that somebody will be there to catch me when I fall at the end,
Mhm.
I think, and I'm putting out a hypothesis here, men probably believe that, well, somebody will be there, whether it is the wife as a replacement wife or something, but I will be okay. I will not be left stranded, because men always have to have someone to support, whether it is the role of lover, person to feed me, and person to take care of my home. They need somebody to do at least one of those. They could handle two, but they can't handle all three.
Yeah.
And I've dealt with two men who have suddenly hit a wall because one of them was very busy in himself professionally. Oh, high performer, high income earner, social activities, and busy, investing here and investing there, very asset rich, but it masked a very empty relationship
Okay.
with, so you support the sisters, the parents, the wife, the everybody, but none of those relationships had him at the center. He was doing things for them, and his usefulness to them was what he could do. And now everybody has, for whatever reason, gone their own way, being nurtured, and including the wife, gone
Okay.
their own way.
Mhm.
And he has suddenly found himself not knowing himself, realizing that his life was filled with activity, and the relationships that he invested in, the investment wasn't in foundation or infrastructure, it was invested in decoration and things.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, he is also the victim of the economic downturn. So the funds aren't coming in as they used to. And as they say, asset rich and cash poor in a recession means you're poor.
Yeah.
So he's now faced the wall. The other one is, again, had life and was not as busy, but not focused on, he assumed that everybody would be fine and everybody would act in honor, and and did well for himself, provided that base relationship also broke up.
Yeah.
Um, he got himself a fantastic contract abroad, and he was doing well. The contract came to an end. He decided, do I need to come back? No, he stayed, but didn't stay in the context of the contract, but stayed as a regular. And now between COVID, winter, and racism, he has suddenly realized again, oh my God,
Yeah.
why am I doing what I am doing? For what reason? And both these gentlemen, like your lady friend, like many other people, are now saying, okay, I have to, and I'm using the word reset, I have to change. This cannot continue.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
unfortunately, they know that in themselves there's the answer, but years of not focusing on yourself, years of thinking taking care of yourself means you're selfish, or years of just being in service of others and not focusing on yourself have left them all kind of like a deer in the headlights. What am I to do? And
Yeah.
Jen, all of them have three fundamental issues. Who am I? What
Yeah.
am I about? Me not connected to mommy, daddy, children, friends, clubs, work. Who is this person? The next thing is the money's gone, or the amount that's left is not enough to go forward. So the money, I'm not poor, but the amount I have left means that I can't continue living how I was living before. And I don't see help around me. And the question they're asking themselves is, what am I to do? And I can't help but but seeing those parallels. I mean, we've designed the primetime reset, and I'm putting in a small ad. It's not an ad, it's a fact that that program answers those three questions. But forget that program. A lot of us, the dilemma now is after a year of COVID, after Christmas passed, Carnival passed, the vaccine is here, and life has changed. I don't know how to sort myself out, to figure where to go. And worse, I feel so guilty thinking about myself that I'm sort of paralyzed.
You know, Terri-Ann, we spoke in the last few shows about putting yourself first
Yeah.
and not looking at that action as being selfish. This really calls, and why it is difficult for many people, and those scenarios we just painted there, is because we haven't been used to that. All we knew is about helping and serving and giving forth, especially if you're in
Being good
yeah.
from small,
And
from
we
small.
told you do good, you do all the good things, you treat people right. Obviously if you could afford to, you splurge on them, as we say. All that for what? All that because we want to be not just liked, we want to feel that we are very good people. And by being good people is by giving, by serving, by doing all the things that you want your family, your friends, your co-workers to look at you and say, you know that she's a nice person. So the doing and the giving is because we want to be seen and to be known and as a nice person. Nothing was wrong with that. But at no time did we think, hey, can we serve ourselves? We also have to serve ourselves just as how we serve others. So now it came to that. At this stage in our lives, we recognize, hey, how do we take care of ourselves?
Jennifer, I want to ask you a question. You just said something and it raised a point. And as a financial coach, I want to ask that question because some people correctly, yes, they do a lot of that because they want to be nice and they want to be thought of
Sure.
as nice.
Mhm.
But a lot of people genuinely do it as their attempt to build and leave a legacy for
Yeah.
those that they love.
Mhm.
So it is not any altruistic kind of, oh God, like me.
No.
It's because I truly want to leave my my dependence on those I love in a better place than I started with, and they work
Yeah.
hard for that. And sometimes after all that effort into building and leaving a legacy, the legacy could be a small little house somewhere, it could be a billion
Mm-hmm.
dollars in the back, whatever it is. They turn around and they realize that the people for whom they're leaving this, they build this legacy, not interested in the legacy that they built. And they're ready to walk away from it or sell it cheaply and go off on their own flight of fancy.
Terri-Ann, in planning in life, in our life journey, and that's what I was saying before too, in our life journey, we weren't given a roadmap by the Almighty Father to say, this. Yes, we follow, I mean, I say not a roadmap. Yes, we have all the commandments. We know how to live a good life, which most people have been trying. Okay. But in doing that, we focus on, and I just want to clarify here, we focus more on others than ourselves, right? Even in leaving the legacy, the focus is on others. How can we, and I'm not knocking that because I have done that myself. All right, this is what we knew. This is what we knew. It's only because now we are at this stage where so many things has occurred, and the COVID has just drove home the fact that, hey, were we really doing it correctly? Or we may have done it correctly, but how can we now recover?
Yeah.
And at this stage, see about ourselves to ensure that we live that quality life and we don't spend our other many years under stress, being ill, etc., etc. So you talk about nothing was wrong with planning the legacy, and in planning for others and helping others, it was all about giving what we had.
Yeah.
And we give and you give with the expectation, and this was the other thing, which was a normal situation, the expectation that if we do all that, we would get in when time is needed. Because at the time we given and we saving and we doing all these things, we were okay. We
Yes.
made it okay. We made it okay.
Yeah.
But now we ask ourselves, are we okay? What do we do now to, who come in to help us? Who is there to help us now? We need help.
Yeah.
We need help to make sure we are financially stable. We need help to ensure that our health is in order. We want love around us.
I was just
We
about to
want love. We
finish
want
talking
them. Oh
about
gosh,
we want to
at
show
this stage,
somebody cares.
I'm tired. you know, you want love, you want all the good things said to you, to be done for you. So it's not about money. And you mentioned the person, yeah, those who money wasn't an issue, position and all that.
Yeah.
That is what's then. No, the position, the money, all that. No, what we need is comfort. What we need is some comfort. What we need is to be able to do the things that we like.
Yeah.
We still need to earn, or we still need to have money coming in. But what are the steps to take now at this time to see about you?
Jennifer, I want to also reference something because a lot of us know that we are here.
Yeah.
A lot of us know that everybody's ready, everybody's provided for, and they know they've done what they, and if they had to do it all again, they wouldn't change anything. They might fix some relationships here, but they really wouldn't change anything. But having come to this point, I see many of them, and it's a word that you always, and you started off saying that we reflect, we release, and then we reset. You see that release button? Because that acceptance that I have walked a good mile, I have done all that I could do. I now need to release that, put it in, write the will, but provide for everybody to get whatever. Make sure you have health insurance and life insurance. Make sure the house maintained.
Mhm.
Go and do a proper medical and make sure you're okay. Release all of that you did. And now, with a clean slate, take a deep breath, fill your lungs with fresh oxygen, look forward and reset your goals, reset who
Yeah.
you would be in the third act, and have you at the center of that story. And that release is like if you're jumping over a precipice and they can't
Yeah.
see the other side where they will land when it's just a 6-inch jump they have to make.
It could be very difficult, Terri-Ann, when you, as you said, you have done all that you live a good life. You really did and put aside and did everything.
You're not
So
wicked,
nothing is
you're
wrong
not
with that.
bad. You're not wicked and
But
bad.
you know what is difficult now is that you did all that and then you check now and you say, but I did everything I had to do. I shouldn't be in the position I was in. And you position you are in, it is because of the time. Time has changed. Family has moved on. The younger ones has gone their way, you know. So your money you've saved. Some of us had you had all your money saved, but situation has changed and things has been eroded and a lot of things happening. You had the illness, you had death in the family, a lot of situations. So instead of sitting and looking back with sadness, saying that I did all this, I have no right to be in this position, you can do so much more for yourself.
Yeah.
You can do so much more for yourself. So I would say we need to get rid of any guilty feeling that we should have done better or we did well, but or that we should have our loved ones around us, etc. If you create that space for yourself in your head, starting within your head, you're clear,
Mhm.
you clear out all guilt and all that, and you accept the situation as it is, knowing that you did well, you, you love yourself, you pat yourself on your back and say, well done. Okay? And you move on from there, you will find things falling in place. What I have been doing too, you change your language. So when speaking to people, so for instance, when my girlfriend she wasn't complaining. It was just from sheer frustration and tiredness.
Venting a little
Yeah,
bit.
so it was
Venting.
venting. But my thing, instead of saying, oh, I'm sorry, or how I'm going down that road with her, was to say something, it's so nice to see her take some time out and come out. And she said, it's because a friend picked her up and things like that. Create a pleasant situation
Yeah.
by rephrasing what you would normally say, compliment, do something nice, encourage, but encourage. Yeah, yeah. So I did mention, you should try to get help. Her reaction wasn't one that favorable.
And that's
But
household. That's
yeah,
household.
household. But I left it alone because that was causing her stress. So it's not a topic I wanted to pursue because it causing her stress. So switch it and say, you're in good health, make sure you keep healthy and things like that, to encourage her to recognize the fact that she needs to take care of herself.
Jen, I want to make a statement about that. You see that issue with help? Because
Mhm.
I've said it on this program. People know about me and my 3 wives from from
Yeah.
my early professional days. But there is we cause illness, we cause
Yeah.
heart attack, hypertension, stroke, diabetes, kidney problems, all of that. Those are diseases that come up because of stress.
Yeah.
As we get
Mhm.
older and we leave the second act and we are tired, we then take on, in the second act, a lot of us are using cerebral energy. It is
Yeah.
thinking, we are the decision makers and so on. And as we started to get onto the third act, we're still decision makers for some dependents, whether we have children at university or parents or spouses that need our support. And we go because we have this notion that I don't know if it is pride. I don't know if it is, we just not accustomed having people working in service of us personally.
Yeah.
And our history tells us that it's only certain kinds of people have house help or help with their personal services. Yeah. We don't think we are entitled to having support, and we take on the responsibility of physically caring for people and homes, in addition to the other emotional supports that we have. And you see that running to make sure the house is clean, the dishes are done, the laundry is done, the maintenance is done, and the meals are prepared in a proper way, on top of what I think that brings on more stress. And if we were to think of the increased amount of expenditure in doctor's visits, in injuries to ourselves, by pulling muscles and straining muscles, and all the things that we can't do because we are too fatigued, we would realize that having someone come in to help is part of our own wellness program. And also, I want to challenge people and ask them, if you can afford to have someone come in for 2 or 3 days a week, or even 1 day a week, where is your Christian, Islamic, Hindu, Jewish, or Buddhist heart that stops you from giving someone an opportunity to earn an honest dollar by using their skill and talent to come and give you assistance? What is the big deal? Why is it, why do we have a thing?
You know, Terri-Ann, you're speaking, but before I respond to that, your list of chores is more, because we are both women, more on the side of the woman.
For the house.
I was wondering, as you said that, what would be the list we use for the men?
Oh, I could give you a list for the men. I could give you a list. Because my husband don't fix nothing with plumbing, nothing with electrical, nothing with painting, nothing with the yard. He does other things. Don't worry, don't mind my business.
Yeah, no, but
But the men also,
so I just wanted to
falling down.
So I wanted to start by saying then, men, we haven't left you out.
The same thing, yes.
It's really the same thing. But it is about, so for both men and women, it's about giving yourself permission. Giving yourself that permission to relax, to feel good, to love yourself, to do all these things. And in doing that, if you want to remove your guilt, think about it as doing something charitable to help others. So we are not putting money there. We are not saying yes to those who say they can't afford, but can't you truly not afford? Did you sit down and work out? And we said it. What are the repercussions when you're under pressure and when you're under stress? You know, so give yourself permission. And I think basically, Terri-Ann coming down here, that is really, to me, the solution to at this time when we're doing some reflection, when we're thinking, how can we move forward? What can we do differently? Right. One of the things will be giving ourselves permission to be kind to us.
Yeah.
You know, do the things differently. It doesn't cost money to love yourself. It doesn't cost money. And you know, be strong-willed, be strong in making that, the decision making. Make some decisions that will ease you up.
And Jennifer, I'm not even going on to the cost money to love yourself. And I'm not even going to bother about the loving yourself, because some of us have a problem we don't think we're worthy of
Yeah,
love.
putting money because sometimes they put that as the front. They can't afford.
I am moving money as the reason, and I'm moving the people who have a money is you and don't want to spend the money. You have one problem. The other thing is the people who don't think they deserve love.
Yeah.
You can love yourself. You have another problem. But you know who I really want to understand? If you are healthy, and those two excuses are not your excuses, but you still don't know how to release, you have another 30 years to live. You have a full third act of life where all of your intelligences, all of your talents, all of your energy, the people who still have those things, I'm not talking about the ones who hoard in the money,
Yeah.
and the ones who so don't like themselves that they feel I cannot love myself. You too stay in your bucket. Stay in your bucket if you choose to. When you want to come out, call us and we'll help you how to come out. But you see this bucket of people who are who know they have talents, who know they have skills, who know they can, who know that they can't go back to the life that they lived, and who know that I have to move on, I have to
Yeah.
go forward, and don't know. Those are the people who we have to help to release and discover what else is there in you, so that these next 30 years you create a whole new legacy. Build a
Yeah.
whole new legacy for yourself, or for the grandchildren or the great grandchildren. The one you built in the second act was to the children and the grandchildren. Now start doing one for the great grandchildren, because the children don't know how to work hard like you would.
Actually, Terry, I remember I started by saying I met a couple friends this week. We had some conversations. One was like where they are right now. They're age 70, finished rally. And he was saying to me, Jennifer, I did everything. I'm okay. But he not even dealing with grandchildren. He okay. He did whatever he had to do. This is about him enjoying his life in the way he wanted to, spend the money in the way he wanted to. And it's really not his joy is going out there and helping others,
Yes.
right? Doing things, doing a lot of charitable work, you know, uh, and helping those in need, because he felt he dealt with family and everybody now. He done. He made his well. He finished with that. So his money now is to go out there and just help others. So we have different goals in life to make us happy. Yeah, yeah. So decide what you need to do, but again, give yourself permission to do whatever it is. And in all this, you have to remain healthy, because without good health, then it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and you have to be in a mindset, and you have to have energy to enjoy
Yep.
life, whatever you
Mm-hmm.
choose to do. Imagine you're going on to the third act stage and you're tired, you're tired. You can't you can't look upon things and enjoy it. You're so tense, you can't listen to music, look at
Yeah.
nature, take a drive and go somewhere. You have no capacity to do that, because you are allowing stress and worry and other
Because,
people to steal your joy.
yes, Terri-Ann, because the choices some of us make stresses us out. You can't blame anybody else but yourself.
Ourselves.
It
Yeah.
stresses us out. You decide this is what you do, whether you want to stay home and mind grants, whether you want to, whatever you want to do, you choose not to get help, you choose to do it all, then expect the stress that comes with it.
You know,
You know?
and even if you decide that you are going to be the sole caregiver of a devoted spouse, you
Yeah,
decide
that's okay.
you are taking care
Mhm.
of all your grandchildren, you decide that your money is to be given away to every poor person and you're bringing them home by
Mhm.
it is okay. The difference
Yes.
is that you do it of your own free will, and you do not have a parallel conversation going on about you're tired and you're
Yep.
fed up,
Mhm.
you're angry, because what we hear in the bottom is anger. And when you try to figure out who are you angry with, you know, it's yourself.
Yes.
You're angry.
So whatever task you take on, whatever choice you make, it should be one with a happy mindset. You
Exactly.
should be happy about doing it. Yes, you'll have challenges in between, but it wouldn't weigh you down. It won't weigh you down because you are happy. This is your choice. This is what you decide to do. So when you are speaking about it, again, you change your language.
Absolutely.
When you're speaking with others, it's not it come like, oh gosh, you're tired, you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
No, that you are happy to serve whoever you're serving. You're happy to do whatever you're doing.
I'm happy
And
to
make
take these 6 grandchildren, bring these 6
yeah,
grandchildren.
have fun.
Let it
You know,
go.
people really have fun. I have a friend who having fun, you
Yeah.
know, doing all the online. She bring them my house. She is in charge of the online. She is reliving her days as that, and the children happy. So yeah, nothing wrong with that because that is where she has joy. Always looking to make and bake something so when they come for the online, yeah, good.
That's cool. And if this spouse is ill, and even if they're miserable to hell and demanding that you be there, I don't want you out of my sight. I am afraid. And if you want to sit there and hold their hand and rub their
Yeah,
hand,
that gives you that gives you
love,
peace and joy. Yeah.
fine. But don't do it and then you're grumbling about, oh, when you wasn't sick, you didn't think about me. And oh, and don't
Yeah, either do it or you don't do it.
don't do that. Make independent, as Patrice Roberts said, you're a big girl now or a big boy now. Make
Yeah.
decisions that really are from your heart, whatever they are, and not because somebody is forcing you to do something otherwise.
And one thing I would like to add, Terri-Ann, in making those decisions to manage your expectations, because sometimes it's the expectations that cause you that stress, you know? So be realistic and manage your expectations.
And just to make it clear, if you didn't raise the children to be nice, generous, taking care of your children, don't think they're going to change miraculously. If the wife was always into herself and going out and not really being a physical caregiver, don't get upset if she brings in a nurse to help you because you have a stroke and she doesn't know how to. And similarly with husbands. And if you're accustomed going out and living on your own, don't go on. You know, we really, really have to, it really requires us to think carefully about
Yeah.
what is the essence of Connections 50 plus.
Mhm.
How do you want, what is the script for your third act in life? And what is that stage setting to be? You are in control of the script and you are in
Mhm.
control of this, and you are also in charge of the cast. So to the extent that you bring anyone along with you,
Yeah.
they're in the cast of your choosing. And I
So
think that there's no dilemma there. So we can face our 40-day desert with joy, notwithstanding the challenges that face
yeah.
us. And Jennifer, we did very well
Yes.
because we are on 41 minutes. So we have about 3 minutes, 4 minutes to just wrap up. And what
Yeah.
are some of our plans? But let's talk about something that can help people, our reset program.
Yeah,
Because
at this stage, Terri-Ann, the reset, because all that we have been speaking about is really about you looking towards the future, planning, and as you say, writing the script of what you want your life to be like for the next 20, 30, 40 years, depending on where you are at this stage. And that's why we created the reset program. And as you said, reset is to reset your life.
yeah, yeah.
And to get that guidance and that clarity to know where you are now is really starting with doing the life transition assessment. Because that life transition assessment will give you clarity, will really reveal to you as to, it's like taking a snapshot of your life and the report outlining this is what it's all about. This is what has been inside your mind, and you take it from there. So the reset has that, and also we go even further from the assessment, Terri-Ann. After the life transition, we offer the other assessments.
The financial is the second one, which you do.
Yeah. And again, because money is one of the issues, say whether you have too much and you don't know what to do, or you don't have enough, what the financial assessment does, again, all the assessments give you that snapshot where you are, what you want to do. And sometimes even in your decision making, because in answering the question, you would really describe your situation. And in describing your situation and putting your assets, your liabilities, your goals, etc., again, you receive guidance, because based on what you have and where you want to go, then that's where the coach steps in to give you the steps, towards that financial stability. And then we still go on again, Terri-Ann, on
the entrepreneurial side of it, because at the end of the day, once you understand where you are in life and what you will do with the stock of money that you have, people think entrepreneurship is about, all right, I start a business and I get into a commercial venture. But we look at the entrepreneurial assessment, gives you a sense of how you organize things that you do in your life. And it is your decision whether these things are done for profit, for charity, or just to organize your hobbies. And another thing that we examine in the entrepreneurial program is really, what do you want money to do for you in your life? Money, there are 4 things money can do in your life, and we examine that. And you be very honest, because some people just want status. Some people want maintenance. Some people want it to be charitable, and some people want money just for legacy. So based on what you truly want to do with your money, we make sure that in your third act of the life, whatever you do to generate further income or whatever activities you do, they're organized in alignment with your values. So you're not fussing and you're free to be with yourself. So really, as we face that dilemma of the 40 days of we are saying let's, but apply it to whatever it follows, whatever your value system is, whatever you're religious or agnostic, you have a period of, as Jennifer says, reflect. Stop and reflect. Then you look at what you are, you release. You release the past, and then you sit down and you reset, so that you design the set and design the script for the third act. And really, I think, Jennifer, I've really enjoyed this dilemma series. I think at the
definitely
end, no dilemmas.
I think we covered most, yes. So everyone, it is time. And for those, and just want to add that for those who want to journal, is also a good time to do some journaling. It is very good. It gives you that clarity, and you creating your own roadmap through journaling. Let me put it that.
Jennifer, in 1 minute, what exactly do you do with journaling? You just open a book and write what you think?
No, and in the modern times, you can do it differently. It's about recording your activities, and I wouldn't even say daily. In some cases, people do daily, and they have the traditional journal book, and every day you're going to write in, what happens in the day, your thoughts, your feelings, your goals, however you want to set it out. You could do you could do it weekly. It is really about writing out, your feelings, what you want. And when you do that, let's say you do it for a period of a month,
Mhm.
40 days. Let me use this 40 days thing. Because with the 40 days, you are starting with a focus. You want to really record, because at the end of it all, this is what you want to achieve. So when you go back, you would see whether changes have been made, how you have been thinking, whether you improve. It helps too as you go along. So you would say, you know what? I met this person today. I felt sad, I felt happy, or I did something, I offered, I did a charitable act, and it made me feel good. It helped me because my goal is to give back for the next 40 days, etc. So for me, that is journaling. Um, you could do it through a vision board. So with the vision board now, as the vision, you actually, you be more visual. So yes, you can cut pictures and different things you can have too with the journal. With the actual vision board, you're doing the same thing. Huh? You writing out your goals, you're making it, put your big photos, etc. So you can decide how you want to journal your life.
And as you're
Right?
talking there,
Basically, that's it.
I realize that for many people, they may
Mhm.
be their experience with Instagram and Twitter is also journaling.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
to the extent that you record everything that goes on in your life, just be
Hmm.
serious about it and honest.
Yeah.
Don't use it to front and create illusions, but just make sure you're honest. And I
It's a way you're expressing yourself. You're expressing yourself, and you're showing
also
this is what your life is all about.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
Jennifer, Caribbean, we didn't make a big fuss about you, but I will do it at the end. So Belize, nation state in the northwest, down the Bahama archipelago from Grand Bahama is up in the north, boy, I forgot. To the most southerly of the Bahama Islands, across the Greater Antilles, Cuba to Puerto Rico, South Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, Hispaniola, and one of them in the middle, I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
And down now, Lesser Antilles, Windward and Leeward Islands, Barbados in the east, and great nation state of Guyana in the south. And Suriname, you're next door. And Venezuela, many of you all are here.
Yes.
It's been great. YouTube people, Facebook people, Gael people. We love you.
We love you. And what I would like to ask, please let us know what your plans are during this 40 days period.
And what dilemma?
It will be nice to share what you're doing.
What dilemma have we missed? So,
yes.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
50 Plus Tribe and followers from TNT and the Caribbean.
Thank you for joining us on this Connections 50 Plus Wednesday Alive show.
We hope you enjoyed the lively conversation and look forward to seeing you next week.
Don't forget to like and share our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We really love getting your feedback. Bye for now.